Boy, was I wrong. Oh my god. Okay, so just to give you a rundown, I said that the NC70 Bliskawika was okay. It was good. It was decent. It wasn't incredible. And then I played it a bit more often. I got a bit more battles in it, understood it a bit better, and then I was sent 2 replays from 2 good friends of mine. One from Cora and one from Adam, aka That's What She Said. Now, if you guys don't know who Adam is and who Cora is, maybe you should check out Cora's channel. He's a great YouTuber. He streams Blitz and is one of the top players on the NA server, right? He's one of the better players on the NA server. And I said that this tank was mediocre at best, or pretty good. It's not. By any stretch of the imagination, is this tank horrible? It's not. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's not. Can we just take a second as well to appreciate just how good this camouflage is? I mean, honestly, this is what I call legendary camouflage. Wargaming U Legends. This is what I want to see. I want to see this more often. Yeah, that's a sexy camouflage. Now, let's have a look at the NC, okay? You can see the arm profile on this thing is pretty good. 230 mils on the front of the superstructure, 160 on the sides. It's not bad. It's got a decently strong superstructure. But again, and don't forget it's also got the assault shells. But remember what I said about the armor profile? You need to angle it in a way where you're going to bounce. It's a 175mm gun, 3.8 second aim time, 0.292 dispersion, 2900 DPM if you're just firing this thing from a distance. 10-second reload, 285 mils of APCR pen. Pramo is 375 and 65 on your HE. You do 500 on alpha, 500 odd alpha on your standard rounds. Premium, you do 430, and on your HE, I believe you do, was it 610 or something like that? No, 810. My bad. And only 6 degrees of gun depression. The point that I wanted to make with this gun is that yes, you have as base around about 3000 DPM if you're firing it from a distance as a standard shell. But if the closer you are, the more damage you will do. And if anything, if you're really close, by the way, this is Cora's replay here. He's playing this on Dynasty's Pearl. If you're really close to the enemy constantly, you can probably punch this up over 4500 DPM, which is insane. If you think about it, that is crazy stuff. You can probably get this thing to 5,000 DPM, realistically speaking. So we're going to see how Cora plays this tank and showcases just how strong this thing can be and how good of a tank destroyer this thing can be when played up close and personal. Now, you need to play this thing like an Object 268, but with the armor profile of a WZ-113 GFT, because that's essentially what this is. This is essentially a 268 with a 113 GFT armor profile at the front. That's how this tank is. So you need to be weary of that in that scenario. Notice how he's making his way on the far right side of Dynasty's Pearl, where, usually medium tanks and light tanks are. And he sees an Object 752 Stargrazer. Hits him with one shot, 523 damage. He bounces a shot from him. That Object 752 bounces his second shot. That's his clip. Gets another shot into him, 498. Now, obviously, he's firing from a bit of a distance, so it's not going to give you the maximum amount of damage. There's an Emil 2 there. Is he going to fire? No, he isn't. There's an Object 260 over there. And there's a T54E1. I wonder what's going to... Oh, there's a grill. Switch to the HE, my friend. No, he doesn't want to switch to the HE. Interesting selection there. I would have switched to the HE and checked whether or not he is running. Oh my god, here we go. This is a 183. Can you do a bit of damage here? Yes, he does. He does 460 alpha. Now, he does get shot by the 260, but again, the 260 is using Pramo because that was a 316 alpha shot. Can he get a shot? Yes, he can. 530 alpha into the side of the 183. This is an interesting scenario because there's plenty of tanks to shoot. Plenty of tanks to shoot, right? Plenty of tanks to shoot. But he needs to be very, very wary about this scenario. Is he going to clear the grill? No, he goes for the damage on the 752. Fair enough. A fair assessment there. Is he going to go for this? Yeah, he's going to go for the 752 again. Can he get a better shot in? Yes, he can. 522 alpha damage there. He's up to 3,413. He's basically just farming damage at this point. The 260 gets another shot into him, but he is firing Premo. So again, he's in a great situation here. He's got all the enemy tanks in front of him. Gets a clutch shot on the T-54E1. The 260 is just having a ball farming this guy, farming our good protagonist, Cora. But Cora decides, no, I'm not going to let you farm me anymore. I'm going to come around. The Moistion says push. Cool. I don't know what you guys have been doing, but Cora's been out there, you know, filling in his position pretty damn well. Gets a beautiful 736 alpha shot into the lower plate of the Object 260. And that's where this tank flourishes. When you're in close range combat with tanks, you can fire and get the maximum amount of damage. And when you're doing 700 to 800 alpha per shot, close range, you're going to get shots like that, where you just clear the enemy target pretty damn easily. So he's up to 2 kills, 5,008 damage, and he's bounced 1,230. Gets a nice 611 alpha shot into the side of the Emil 2. The Emil 2 doesn't get a shot into him, but you know, it is what it is. Can he get another shot? Yes, he can, and he does clear him. And that's 3 kills, 5,744 damage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to play the NC70 in that specific scenario. It's interesting to see how Cora was able to do that pretty damn easily. But yeah, you can see, look at all that XP, Ace Mastery, High Caliber, 3 kills. Definitely topped the team in damage by a long shot. And he showcased just how good the tank can be in certain situations. Now we're going to see. And by the way, she said she loves me. Adam, I love these little these names that you call yourself. This is a ratings battle, by the way. So guys, again, thank you for sending that in, Cora. It's a great representation of how great this tank can be when played correctly. That's the key. You can't play this like a conventional tank destroyer because you're just going to do 450 alpha per shot or 400 alpha per shot. You need to play it more up close and personal, try to get within range and move around and you'll be fine. As you saw with that replay. Now you're going to see another replay from Adam. So yeah, guys, go check out Cora's channel. Awesome bloke, top bloke, my Canadian brother. Love you, mate. Thanks for sending that in. Anyway, this is the NC70 as played by my good friend Adam, aka That's What She Said, aka She Said She Loves Me. I told only partly, I only love my mum and my dog, I'm sorry, whatever I don't listen to Drake, okay? He can get sacked. Anyway, I'm pretty sure my friend Champagne Pappy is not going to like that. Point is, he gets a bounce. They're playing on Winter Malinovka, by the way. Not Malinovka, Winter Malinovka. This is an interesting map and a very interesting position for our protagonist here. Now, his Polish counterpart is in the 60 TP, and he gets a beautiful ammo rack right there. He timed that shot perfectly. He timed that shot perfectly. 630 alpha damage into the side of the WZ-113. How do you like them apples, mate? He's already up to 3,336 damage. Smart move to shoot HE there on the side of the AMX-50B. Nearly 900 damage with that one shot. And that's what I like to see. He's going to shoot again. Yes, he is. 715 alpha damage. That's beautiful. That's what I want to see. Now, in terms of the HE, I'm pretty sure you can do over 1,000 damage with your HE shells if you manage to get close enough and pen. Gets another beautiful shot into the Object 263. He's already on 5,571 alpha. That ammo rack really does show, just really helps you. Another beautiful shot into the side. He is bleeding a lot of hit points here, but he can afford to be aggressive because now he's within full damage range right there. 728 damage into the lower plate of the E100. The E100 is running the 128mm gun, which means he doesn't have a lot of penetration. Can he hit the turret ring? Yes, he does. Oh my god, that's such a clutch shot right there. 7,238 damage. Can he get one more shot in? That's the important question. Is he able to get one more shot? Can he get one more shot? Yes, he can. 638 damage. Oh. That's what I want to see. Oh my dearie, oh me. That was a very interesting battle. Had he not ammo racked the 60 TP, I doubt he would have been able to do... Well, actually, you know what? No. No, let me rephrase that. I don't doubt that he would have been able to do 7,000 or nearly 8,000 damage. He would have definitely been able to do it. It's just he got lucky with hitting the exact spot that the ammo rack was on the 60 TP. And that's why Adam is a bloody legend. Thank you for sending that in. 7,874 damage. That's insane. That's crazy numbers. That is the NC70. If you still are unsure whether or not this tank is good, just ask yourselves this question. First of all, it's sexy with this camouflage. It looks great. Second of all, I'm pretty sure Adam and Cora showcased different playstyles, similar but different playstyles on different maps, and how good the tank can be in certain situations. You need to make it work for you. If you don't make the tank work for you, it's not going to work either way. You need to make sure that you don't overextend yourself. Do not push too hard. Do not brawl. This is not a tank where you brawl. This is a tank where you peekaboom. It's the perfect peekaboom tank. And not at a far distance. No. Up close and personal. Get behind buildings, get behind rocks, behind hills, aim your shot, fire, and go back. Excuse me. And get back into cover. And choose your targets wisely. If you can use HE, go ahead. You don't have a lot of HE pen, but you have a 175mm gun. Realistically speaking, 175mm gun, that's a bigger caliber gun than the Jaegeru. But the difference is with the Jaegeru is you just do the base damage with RNG, and that's it. This, you have to go closer to do the maximum amount of damage. And again, because it's only got a 10-second reload, or just over a 10-second reload, that 450 alpha per shot from just a normal distance and getting up to over 700 alpha damage per APCR shot at close range bumps that just under 3,000 DPM all the way up to nearly 5,000 DPM. That's insane. And that is what makes this tank special. That mechanic, as I said, was broken. Because if you can make it work, amazing. If it doesn't work for you, well, you're going to struggle because it's going to feel like a downgraded Object 263 because you're basically doing the same amount of damage as Object 263, right? With a similar armor profile to the 263. Obviously, the 263 has less armor on the side of the tank. That's very similar armor profile to the 263. And similar alpha damage to the 263 when you're firing at a distance. So, perfect example of how to play this tank from Cora and from Adam. So thank you for sending me those replays, guys. I'm sorry that I said this tank was okay, it was decent, it's nicely balanced. No, this tank is amazing and you can't change my mind, okay? It is an amazing tank. I've had multiple people message me saying, hey, look, I just aced this tank, second battle. I just got this much damage in this game. I can now see it is my fault. Okay? It is my fault. So, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, peace in the Middle East and everywhere else in this beautiful world. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. If you haven't got this tank yet and you haven't grinded the line, go ahead and do it. The entire line is actually pretty fun. Starting from the tier 8, I would probably say is really... The tier 7 is okay. The tier 6 is interesting, to say the least. The tier 8 is where it really starts to become the Polish TDs. And I can't wait to see what the Grom is going to feel like. The tier 8, the collector tank, the Polish collector tank destroyer. I can't wait to see how that's going to be. That's got a long-ass gun. Now, the Grom in PC is an amazing tank. I can't wait to see what it's like in Blitz. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this tank or you enjoyed the Polish TDs. And if you want to see more replays, I can't wait to talk about the T9 because that's an interesting tank to say the least. Anyways, look after yourselves, as I was saying, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you, legends.